So this may sound completely funny to you, but there are people making thousands of dollars selling online programs and digital products around cleaning doo-doo. That just goes to show you that even if you are a janitor that works at McDonald's, you can turn that skill into an actual online digital product that people will actually buy. Now, I know that's hard to believe, so I already did the research for you because I know that this is going to be like one of those things where you think, there's no way, Montel, people can sell online programs on how to clean doo-doo out of a toilet. And I know the more times I say it, the funnier it gets, but this is real shit, no pun intended. Take a look at this particular screenshot right here. This is an actual real online course that somebody's put together that teaches people how to clean shit out of a toilet. And I'm not even joking. It's selling at £25 a pop, right? Per copy, which is on autopilot. And it's already got 1,303 reviews. And here's the craziest thing is, if you do the maths on that, that works out to be about £32,000. So that's £25 per sale times by 1,303 reviews. That's already £32,000 from doo-doo course sales. That's absolutely insane. It gets even crazier when you start thinking that not everybody goes and leaves reviews on products. Even if they've had a positive experience, they still don't leave reviews. So if you do the maths on that, like maybe 1 in 4 customers will leave a review. If you do the maths on that, you take the 32 grand, you times it by 4, that's over £100,000 in sales from a course that teaches you how to clean toilets. How insane is that? So in today's video, I'm actually gonna break down exactly how you can go about turning your 9-to-5 itself, not the skills, just the 9-to-5 itself into skills and then into a digital product. Because I don't care if you're an Uber driver, if you work in retail, if you are serving tables at a restaurant, if you're in some sort of entry-level job, even if you're a friggin' janitor at McDonald's, there is a skill that you know right now that you're overlooking that can be turned into a real digital product and scaled to 5K a month, 10K a month if you've got certain skills that are maybe slightly higher value. But 5K a month, pretty much for sure. I'm gonna prove that in this particular video right here. So let's jump straight into this. So what if I could tell you, right, that you could actually turn your 9-to-5 itself into a digital product? I'm gonna show you how in this video. In fact, I'm gonna break it down into 3 stages. Number 1 is I'm just gonna break down why it's possible. Number 2 is I'm gonna give you some real life examples, plus there's gonna be an additional resource sheet that you can download for completely free that has over 550 real digital product ideas where you can turn your 9-to-5 into digital products, or if you don't have a 9-to-5, how to turn your past struggles into a digital product. Or if you're a freelancer or some sort of person that knows some sort of freelancing skill, or you've tried some sort of skill on your own, maybe you're a solopreneur, I'm gonna show you how you can turn that into digital products. There's about 175 digital product ideas for 9-to-5ers. So I literally go through 175 different occupations, like 9-to-5. Your occupation will 100% be there, unless you're like a neuroscientist. And then if that's the case, then you can obviously create some sort of digital product around that. So I didn't put those big examples in. I started with like janitor, entry-level jobs basically, because if you're watching this, chances are you probably want to make money online, and maybe you're working some sort of job that you find mundane. And I don't care if you find it mundane or if you don't like your job, you can turn it into a digital product. I've said that too many times now, but let's jump into this. So the third thing I'm gonna break down is the actual steps you're gonna need to take in order to turn it into a digital product, like the actual step-by-step format. And then I'm just gonna recap the story as to why this is all possible, how it's possible, how you can do it, and what you just need to remember going forwards. Because obviously this is not gonna be easy, but I guarantee you this is gonna be so much more simpler than doing friggin' crypto or running an agency, especially if you've got a 9-to-5 job. If you're trying to run an agency, you're trying to do all this client work, it is a ball ache. It was so difficult for me to even do that, and I've never worked a 9-to-5 job in my entire life. In fact, the only time I've ever worked a 9-to-5 was at work experience in school, not even high school, this is like before high school, in school, and it taught me that I never want to work a job ever, like quite literally ever. So let's jump straight into part number 1. First of all, let me explain to you how I actually got here, right? The other day, I was having a conversation with this dude, and he basically said to me on Instagram, Montel, I seriously think I should start an agency over a digital product because I just genuinely don't have any sort of skills. And I was like, bro, first of all, that's BS. And second of all, I've actually seen real online programs where you can turn cleaning doo-doo, I know it sounds funny, into actual real digital products. And the fact, the way how I got here was I literally went to Google and AI, and I started typing in the worst case scenario I could think of. I literally said, I'm a 25-year-old dude, I've got zero life experience, zero skills, all I know is cleaning toilets at McDonald's. This is how I got to where I'm at right now and why I'm creating this video. I typed that into AI and said, even though my only skill is cleaning toilets at McDonald's, that's the only job I've ever had, I'm 25 years old and I feel like an absolute waste of space. I am falling behind in life. All I do is play video games and go to work and I live a really crappy life. Could I still turn what I know into a digital product? AI replied back to me saying, absolutely. And then it started giving me ideas around digital products a person in that situation could create. So what I did was I went to the extremes because everyone's saying to me, Montel, I don't have any skills. I don't have this. I don't have this thing. I don't have any experience to turn into digital products. So I said, what if I just take no offense to anybody that cleans toilets in McDonald's, but I'm thinking like there's obviously higher valuable skills than cleaning doo-doo out of a toilet in a McDonald's, right? So I said, let me just take like the worst case scenario I could think of. Again, apologies for anybody who actually is a janitor and works at McDonald's. I'm not even trying to talk down on you or anything like that. I'm just saying, I just want to take that example there, a bit of a rough life example, plug it into AI, and AI said, absolutely, you can create a digital product around being a janitor. And I said, there's no way, I don't even believe this. I then went to Google and I started typing in how to clean toilets online courses. And I'm not even joking. There are multiple people selling online courses around cleaning toilets, hygiene, all this crazy stuff. One of them, like I said, it's a £25 online course that literally has 1,303 reviews. If you do the maths on that, it's about £32,000, which is about 45,000 US dollars completely passively. Who does not want an extra 45 grand in their pocket? That's the difference between maybe living in a crappy apartment and an apartment that you actually deem decent, especially if you're over in friggin' New York or one of the expensive places. That's definitely gonna help with some bills. Who doesn't want an extra 45 grand? So, number one, let's jump into this. As to reasons why you can actually understand this and replicate this as well. I know that you think you can't, don't worry about it. We're gonna break that down for you right now. I'm gonna absolutely shatter that limiting belief. First of all, let's start with this. This is an actual fact. Nobody starts off as an expert. You're not just born and you start knowing stuff and you're just instantly an expert. And nobody, even if you are an expert, nobody comes around and gives you like an actual knighthood and then starts saying, hey, you're now allowed to teach this thing. So get that expert word out of your vocabulary. It really keeps you stuck. I think that will kill your business more than trying ever would, because you think that you need to be an expert is gonna stop you from trying. Therefore, you're not even gonna get your wheels off the ground, which is just gonna kill more businesses than failing ever would, to be honest with you. In fact, I just put a little statistic in here. In fact, there's over 50,000 people right now that sell digital products on platforms like Gumroad. There's a lot more, but just on Gumroad alone, I'm pretty sure there's about 50,000 people. I believe one of the stats was probably even a little bit more than this, every single day. And every single one of them started with either some sort of entry-level job like Uber, they worked at a call center, retail, sales assistants, maybe they worked in some sort of like office or whatever it was, just doing very mundane Google Sheets tasks. So if that's you, I'm here to tell you that there's real people just in your situation that are making 5-10 grand a month from digital products. Send them on Etsy, send them on Gumroad. Now, I don't recommend sending them on those platforms, but you can go and look yourself. In fact, to pull up some of these and just to show you some case studies, if you go to this website here, and this is how you know I'm really putting you onto some game here, I've never seen anybody mention this website like ever in the digital product space. Take a look at this. This is a website that shows you actual online courses. There's like by the way, it's called Center of Excellence. I'm not affiliated with these people in any way, shape or form. It's just a random website where you can go and start seeing how popular certain courses are. For example, antiquing. There's somebody literally selling a course on antiquing. It's literally got 742 members in it, and each member paid about £127 to be in there for the actual program. Basic computer skills. Somebody's teaching basic computer skills. I'm pretty sure if you work in some sort of job, you know Excel, you know basic computer skills. Even members in my family, they all go, oh, I don't know how to use a MacBook over a Windows computer. And I'm like, it's literally the exact same thing. And like, again, that goes to show you people actually need these skills and will buy programs on this. In fact, 561 members have enrolled into this program that teaches people basic computer skills, art history, 1,000. And by the way, feel free to pull up a calculator and do the maths on these. That's 1,500 members times £127. You'll start actually realizing that there's a lot of money to be made. In fact, let me just quickly show you some of these. Cake baking and decorating. 6,500 people have bought a program for £127 on baking cake and decorating cakes. Mind should be blown right now. Calligraphy. 8,000 people bought this course on calligraphy. I'm pretty sure that's $1 million business that you're looking at right now. In fact, I'm actually going to do the maths on this one because this is actually starting to get hard to believe. Let's turn off convert real quick. Let's go to £127, right? Times it by 8,000 people. That is insane. Again, that's a £1,000 business. If we go turn convert back on into USD, that's almost $1.4 million somebody's made on this program right here. And we can actually go into it. We can start looking at this particular program. It's got 8 videos, it's got 10 modules in there, 8 videos. You can even start looking at who the course benefits. So you can start looking at the copywriting. You can start seeing the actual modules themselves. How many modules are in here? I bet these are like 3 to 5 minute long videos. Somebody created this one time and made $1.4 million off of it. How insane is that? That's life-changing money. Believe me, I made like 1.2, almost 1.3, I think it's about 1.2, $1.3 million now in my 20s. And my life will never be the same. This person did that with one course on calligraphy. This person's raking money in. So just so you know as well, I'm not talking shit or anything like that. I went from struggling. This is how I got my idea. Because all you need is a skill, an idea, a system, a process that you already know that you got from your job or one of your past struggles that you used to struggle with. So I went from struggling, and this is why I keep saying you can turn your struggles into money. I'll show you how in probably another video and in this video, to be fair. I'll continue to touch on this as you watch more videos on my channel. But anyway, long story short, I personally went from struggling to get clients for my little marketing agency that I used to run, right? And then I couldn't get any clients because I was doing all this cold outreach stuff that all these gurus taught me. And then I said, cold outreach doesn't actually quite make sense to me. Let me go on to somewhere like Upwork, and Upwork is just a freelance website, by the way, if you don't know. I then started building my agency to past 10K, it flew past 10K, to be honest with you. And then that allowed me to go into like coaching. Coaching got boring very quickly because I was saying the same things to just a different person. So I was just teaching people how to get their first 5 clients on Upwork, and then how to then turn that Upwork money into money that you can use to hire a virtual assistant. How simple is that? Teaching people how to get 5 clients off of Upwork. When you get 5 clients off of Upwork, you should be making roughly about $2,500 US. Take that $2,500 US and go and hire 2 virtual assistants from the Philippines or somewhere else that's quite affordable. No, shout out to the Philippines, by the way. It's quite affordable, and you can then use that $2,500 to fund them to then help you do some more cold outreach. That was my whole idea. That one idea turned into a 30 to 50K per month digital product. It made me over $530,000 US, $500,000 in like a year and a couple months. It was insane, in fact. In fact, if you don't believe me, there's a video on my channel somewhere. You can go watch the main video on my channel. If it's still there, it will still be there. It's the big one. Just go to my videos, go to most popular. It's my most popular video. Go and look on how I actually did that. But that one idea made me $500,000 in just that one idea, completely passively. There was no client work. It was insane. I'm gonna show you how to start. So your current job, even if it feels mundane, it feels like you hate your job, it feels like your job sucks, it doesn't matter, because that job, you've learned certain skills. There's certain knowledge in that job. There's certain tools, processes, insights. Maybe it's strategies that you've learned. Maybe it's some sort of like people skills in that job. Or maybe it's just that you started this job thinking that you would never be able to land a job in this sector, and you've been able to do that. Or maybe you was shy to be on maybe sales calls or phone calls or talking to people, and you didn't have any people skills, and then you just now have built confidence. There is something that you can take from your job though. So don't just disregard your job and say it's a dead-end job, I want to get out of it. Take what you've learned from the job and turn it into the skill that then becomes your digital product. I'll explain that in a second. Because every job teaches you something of value, and people pay for solutions to certain problems. This is how digital products work. People will pay for a solution to their problem. And digital products let you take that solution and package that knowledge up into a step-by-step process that solves a said problem, a very specific said problem. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to take the skills that you know, you're going to identify a problem that somebody would have and how your skill then fixes that problem. You're then going to break it down into steps, and those steps become your modules inside of your digital product. That could be, or if you're going to do like a mini course, that would be, or if you're going to do like a PDF, it'd be the steps within your PDF, like your PDF guide. If it's a template, then it would be the templates that you put together. Maybe it's, personal, maybe budgeting, finance or something like that. Maybe you're an accountant. Well, you can turn that into budgeting planners. You could turn it into an actual guide on personal finance and how to manage finances. Or you can do like a beginner's crash course, miniature micro course on how to do your books if you're a small business owner by yourself without having to hire a accountant, just like that. That's probably $100,000 per year online digital product business idea I've just given you. And if you don't believe me again, go and start looking at some of these wacky ideas. Look at these wacky ideas. How to start a candle making business. 5,500 people have bought this at £127. Now, this website is no joke because it shows you coding for beginners, color theory, crochet. Look at this. This is another $1 million business. Digital photography. That's a $2 million business right there. And let's actually do the maths on that one. That one's insane. That one's actually insane. Let's turn off convert. I just want to show you how, can you see why I get excited with this stuff? Because it's like, you guys are all going out there and you're like, oh, I'm going to start this agency and I'm going to do like this AI infrastructure, selling AI infrastructures and like all this build and release stuff. And I'm like, yo, chill, man. There are literal people selling cross-stitching and making more than your agency ever will by creating a course on how to knit clothes. And you're there look at this, crochet, 8,900 members times £127. Somebody's made $1.1 million. It's actually 1.1 million pounds off of that. It's more in dollars. And then you're thinking like, oh my God, I've got to do this AI infrastructure and build this thing and then do all this client work and then sell the processes and systems in their biz. And then there's a guy on the internet or a girl on the internet that recorded like 20 videos one time on how to knit, and she made 1.1 million pounds. You see the difference? You see why I get excited about this stuff? Somebody created a program on digital photography and they got 19,000 members to buy their 127 program and made 2.4 million pounds. Whilst you're messing about, thinking about, oh, I've got to do this client work, I've got to do this AI infrastructure thing, I've got to build these funnels for them, and I'll do all this complicated stuff. Somebody sat down in their own living room, like there, grab the camera. Sometimes you don't even need to be on camera. You can use a free tool like Loom. This is Loom right here. Use a tool like Loom that records your screen. Recorded some videos on how to do digital photography, 17 modules, and made 2.4 million pounds from that. No client work. You see the difference? You see why I love digital products so much? Look at this stuff. Feng Shui. That is insane. 2.7K members enrolled into a program about Feng Shui. How insane is that? You guys get the idea. And by the way, just so you know as well, there's some real digital product ideas. In fact, you know what? Let's follow this sheet so we can actually go through this. So, as you can see, basic computer skills. You could teach that if you got some sort of corporate job and you're on the computers all the time. The thing is with this is that you're gonna overlook your skills because you think your job's mundane, you hate your job, or you like your job but you don't see a future in it. You think you're just gonna have to disregard that. And I'm telling you, that's the wrong way of thinking. You can actually use your job as a stepping stone to create your first digital product. Because all it is you need to create a solution to a problem. If somebody has a problem such as, I don't know how to use a MacBook computer, I don't know how to do basic coding, I don't know how to deal with people, I'm an accountant, and maybe you're an accountant and you want to help people with personal finance, or somebody doesn't know how to clean doo-doo out of a toilet, which I can't even fathom and get my head around. Now, I'm not saying that you should go and create a program around cleaning doo-doo, but you get the point. So let me jump into some real examples. Let's say you work in a call center, you're a call center rep, right? Well, that job, when you start thinking about it, what does that job actually entail? It starts entailing stuff like you handle customer complaints, you know how to use CRM systems, you follow certain scripts, you improve upon those scripts. Let's say if you see a script's not working, you then probably take it with your manager and say, hey, when I said this was actually better. But you know how to handle customer complaints, you know how to dissolve certain problems that a person would have. What you could do is you could put a template pack together. This is just one idea. Literally, by the way, if you just don't believe me, just open up a tab right now and just go and open up ChatGPT and literally say, I'm a call center representative. My job is handling customer complaints, using CRM system and following scripts. I want to turn this into a digital product, either a mini course, a template pack, or an e-guide. Give me 5 ideas as to what I could do in each one of those areas. Each one, as in like, I want 5 mini course ideas. I want 5 template ideas. I want 5 e-guide examples, all based around the skills I just told you. And I guarantee you'll come up with a bunch of digital product ideas. Well, in that case, it would be 15 different digital product ideas that you could create. And all you've got to do is package your knowledge. For example, the best phone scripts that you've used, the best scripts for handling and diffusing situations, the best, I don't know, sales training that you've gone through, how to overcome the fear of even talking to people. That's even that in itself would be a valuable digital product. There's so many different angles you can come from with this. Use AI to help you with those angles. Or if you want to, you can just go and grab this sheet right here. It's literally 80 pages long. So you're gonna have to use this tab on the left down here, guys. So make sure you use this tab on the left. Start here, go here, and this will show you 175 no-face digital product ideas for 9-to-5ers who think they lack skills. For example, if you're a receptionist, you can sell AI phone scripts. If you're an office clerk, you can sell $47 file organization templates. If you're a teacher, you can sell AI lesson plans. A retail worker, you can sell $47 shift swapping tracking sheets to small businesses as well in your own industry. How crazy is that? If you're a retail worker, you can actually then take it to other retail businesses and being like, look, I was a retail worker. This is what I figured out when I was in the job. Here's this, and start selling that to people. Or if you're a retail worker and you just lack confidence, but now you used to lack confidence, but now you've got confidence, that within itself, people skills, is an online program. And like I said, people are selling doo-doo, so I'm pretty sure that's a much more valuable skill than doo-doo. People skills is the number one skill to ever have. Customer rep, you can sell AI complaint response guides. See what I'm trying to say? These are actual brilliant ideas. Like if you're a nurse, sell a $47 patient care schedule. If you're a warehouse worker, you can sell stuff like this. Sales rep, you can sell cold email templates or cold call scripts. You get the idea. So I'm just gonna go back real quick and jump into this. So admin assistant, scheduling, organizing files. You do a lot of creating reports in Excel. That you can sell basic computer skills with that. Google Sheets templates. You can even create, and I've seen this before, where there's a dude from India. I can't remember where I got this example from, but there was a dude from India. This is not affiliated with me in any way, shape, or form. This is just something that I found on the internet. There's a dude that's from India that knows basic Excel, like is way around Excel, certain formulas and stuff like that. And he now makes over 10, 20, 30 grand or something like that per month. I think it's actually more than that. I'm not gonna say the number, but I'm just gonna say it's more than 10 grand. He makes more than 10 grand a month just selling people on how to use Excel. I'm not even joking. I'm literally not even joking. He's from India, by the way. This, all you gotta do is sell 3 copies of this. It's 4.2K a month passively. If you sell 2 copies of this, like let's say the actual digital product is a template of customer service scripts for small businesses. If you sell 2 of those at $97 per day, it's an extra 6 G's a month in your pocket. And that's pretty much all profit as well. Because when you sell digital products, when you create a digital product, there's no inventory cost, no delivery cost, no shipping cost. The only fee that you're gonna come across is PayPal fee or Stripe fee, which is like 3%. So you keep like 97%. That's if you're using organic traffic, which I'll explain in a second. If you're a food worker, you can do this. If you're an accountant, you can do this. Or if you want some more examples, just go down here. I don't want to take up too much time, but if you're in like IT support, you can sell troubleshooting guides. If you're a teacher's aide, you can sell AI homework tracking sheets to other teachers, which is kind of crazy. If you're a bookkeeper, you can sell literal invoice templates. It's actually a great little digital product. Even a librarian. If you're a librarian, there's digital product ideas in there for you. Now, hopefully you're starting to get some ideas. If not, again, go to ChatGPT, type in your exact occupation. I work in this company and this is the things that I do on a day-to-day basis. These are the things that I used to struggle with. These are the things that I've been able to figure out. These are the tools that I use. These are the software that I use. And this is what my day-to-day looks like. And then obviously you insert all that information, give it as much context as possible. Then ask it, with the skills that I have now, could I turn this into some sort of digital product in the form of a mini course, a e-guide, or some sort of done for you template packs? Question mark. AI will pretty much in every single scenario say yes 100%. The next thing you're gonna ask it then is you're gonna say, give me 5 examples of each one of those 3 areas. Give me 5 examples of a mini course I could create. Give me 5 examples of an template, like e-guides that I could create, and it gave me 5 examples of done for you templates that I could create. Then it's gonna give you all these options. Then you're gonna say, give me a price range for each one of these things that I could actually then create. Give me a price range. And just like that, you've used AI to start creating and mapping out your initial ideas for your digital products. And again, if you need my help with more of this, that sheet thing is below that has over 550 of them. So if you're too lazy to even do that, just go download the sheet. I've already done it for you. So let's jump into the actual third kind of part of this puzzle. First, we've understood why this is possible. Second, I've shown you examples. Third step is to actually go about doing this and the actual steps themselves. So here are the steps to making this happen. It's very, very, very simple, if I'm being honest with you. This is more simple, and believe me, I've done all of it. This is simpler than doing coaching. This is because with coaching, you got to do client work. It's definitely simpler than doing an agency or running an agency, because you've got client work and you've got team members to manage, which is doubly a ball ache. With digital products, you create the one thing once, you go through your trials and tribulations once by sitting down over a period of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Your first product's probably gonna take you about 3 days to create. If it takes you more than that, you're doing too much. If it takes you more than 3 days to create your first product, you're doing too much, if I'm being honest with you. 5 days are the absolute max to create your digital product. That's if you work like an 80-hour per week sort of job. And even then, 5 days is still a bit too much. It doesn't take that long. You can change your whole life in 5 days. Not even joking. My first digital product was literally teaching people how to scrape leads off of Google and put them into an Excel sheet and find their Instagrams and social media so you could reach out to them. That was my whole first digital product. I'm not even joking. So I made my first $1,000 online. My first £50 sale came from that. It's actually in that drawer right there where that computer, where the big monitor is. But long story short, the steps to making this happen. First of all, you're gonna identify the skills in your 9-to-5 job. Again, your 9-to-5 job, it might be mundane, you might hate it, but I'm telling you, if you look closely at it, there are actually certain skills that you've picked up from it, because you're not the same person you was 5 years ago. And those skills are solutions to other people's problems, and those solutions can become digital products. That's how you kill it with digital products. So the first thing you're gonna do to identify this is you're gonna list 5 to 10 tasks you do on a day-to-day basis in your job. For example, you might be handling customers, you might be using Excel, you might be using some sort of CRM system, you might be front-facing with customers, you might be handling sales, you might be walking people through certain systems, processes, protocols, you might be coding, whatever it is. Write down 5 to 10 tasks you do every single day. Then what I want you to do is write down the tools that you use. You might be using Google Sheets, you might be using some sort of CRM software, you might be using whatever complicated, it might even not even be complicated. Google Excel is not complicated. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Excel, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint. Write down the tools that you actually use and ask yourself, would people pay to learn this, and who would pay to learn this? For example, would freelancers pay you to learn how to do sales? Pretty much, yeah. Would ordinary people getting into sales pay for a program that teaches them how to actually do sales and how to overcome phone sales fear, phone sales anxiety? You can type that in right now. How to overcome phone sales anxiety or phone sales fear online courses. Go type that into Google right now. You'll see courses on it. I don't even know. I've never even Googled that, but I can tell you that if I thought about it, somebody else has definitely created it, and you can go and create something that's even better than theirs and outcompete them. I'm telling you right now. Would a small business owner buy it? Would everyday regular people buy it? Would introverts buy it? There is something on somebody that will absolutely buy this. For example, a call center rep scripting skills can help small business owners with phone sales, and this is why I love digital products, because you can actually come from 2 different angles. Number one would be, if you're a call center rep and you've got sales skills, sales script writing, you can help small business owners. For example, agency owners would absolutely pay you $47, $97 for some actual phone script sales that actually works. If you're banging out cold calls every single day, 100 cold calls a day, and you know how to write good scripts and get people on the phone and actually get people to actually book meetings, agency owners would absolutely buy that shit. I'm telling you right now, I've been in the game, and how many people still do cold calls in agency space is scary. I basically just don't believe in it. It's my own personal belief. I just believe in more like building organic and running inbound ads and all that good stuff. But that's a different story for another day. But call center, a lot of agency owners swear by cold calling. Just because I don't believe it doesn't mean they don't. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that skill itself can be turned into a digital product. Or you could help people, for example, who are starting agencies or businesses that need to do cold calling, and you can help them overcome the fear of cold calling, and you could sell like a $47 script or $47 e-guide on how to overcome the actual fear. You could put your best scripts together and put them into a template pack and sell that for $97. You get the idea. Next thing you want to do is you're going to choose your product kind of like platform, its format. I like to call it your product format. Your product format is, and I recommend sticking to these 3 types of digital products. Number 1 is a mini course, some sort of mini course. This is typically it's got like 4 modules within the course. So it's got module 1, module 2, module 3, and module 4. Each module inside has about 2 to 3 videos in there. So you're looking at about 3, 6, 9, 12 videos absolute max. So keep it to 12 videos max. So you're gonna pick one. You're gonna pick either an e-guide, a done for you template, or some sort of like mini micro course. That's what you're gonna call it. So pick that. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start small. You're gonna aim for a product that you can create within 3 to 5 days absolute max. I've already mentioned this, so I won't go over it again. Example, top 10 phone sales scripts. Let's say you're a sales rep. The top 10 cold calling phone sales scripts. You could put your top 10 scripts together you've used personally in your job, right? And you put it together into a Google Doc, fix it up in Canva, make it look pretty, and you can sell that for literally $47 to $97. Like quite literally, like not even joking. Sell that to agency owners, sell that to small business owners that are just getting started, like starting their business, they've got to do cold calls. That would take you about 3 to 5 hours to create. If you want to really spruce it up, maybe 8 hours to create the absolute tops. You could then also, if you wanted to turn that into a mini course, you could just turn it into a mini course and record it over a period of 3 days. You've got, or let's even say 4 days. You record 3 videos per day. 3 videos per day. You don't even need to show your face. You can literally use Loom to record this. So the next thing you need to do is then create your product, and you're just gonna use free tools for this. Keep it scrappy. I'm telling you, the key to doing this is to keep your product scrappy but valuable. Here's why. Perfectionism is going to kill your digital product. It's done it with a lot of my digital products where it takes me ages to create things. I'm trying to be too perfect with it. So please heed my warning. Use free tools. Use Canva for use Canva and Canva's templates. Use Google Docs for like guides, and use Loom for recording your screen or your face and screen at the same time. If you don't want to record your face, don't worry about it. You can record your screen. Don't do this though. Don't use an AI. I don't know why people are doing this. Don't use an AI avatar to go through, like write a script for your digital product and then get an AI avatar to say that script in your digital product. People don't want that. The reason why people buy my digital products is because they know I've gone through a certain struggle. I've overcome that struggle by figuring out solutions for that. And they want those same solutions that I've used in order to solve my problems. And they want it from me as well, like directly from me. So you want to replicate that by not using AI. Now, next thing you want to do is you want to solve one problem at a time. Don't make a giant course, a big flagship course. You probably don't have that much skill level just yet. So you just want to solve one micro problem in one course. So how to organize client schedules, or for example, if you are an event planner, you would sell a $47 party planning guide, for example. If you're an office manager, you would sell, for example, a $47 team task tracker. That's actually quite a good digital product, if I'm being honest with you. If you are a retail cashier, you could sell AI sales report templates or even AI sales scripts to other cashiers. How crazy is that? To increase the average order value of somebody coming into the store, just by asking them, would you also like this? Would you also like this? Little sales scripts, you get the idea. Now, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna create a rough draft in a weekend. For example, a 30-page PDF guide that teaches, let's get another example out here. Graphic designer, here you go. For a graphic design, let's say you do graphic design work at your job. You'd put together a graphic design cheat sheet, workbook, guide type thing. You could put together a guide, sell it for $47. Or you could put together a 5 done for you graphic design template. So it's already done for you, just change your logos around. So you create a pack of like 5, let's say it's website templates, or it's some sort of logo templates or whatever it is. And it's just a pack of 5 templates. You can sell that for $47. That's enough to start. You just need to start somewhere. You can improve your product over time. This is what I love about digital products. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start selling your digital products. You're gonna do this scrappy. Be quick, stay scrappy, stay lean, stay cheap, stay frugal. Just get it done. So the next thing you're gonna do is sell your digital product. Here's what I recommend you do. You're gonna set up system.io. I recommend staying away, even though I mentioned Gumroad earlier and Etsy. Stay away from Gumroad, stay away from Etsy, because you don't really want to build your digital product onto other people's platforms. Not only that, but there's like listing fees And if Etsy or Gumroad decide to increase their fees or whatever it is, or they introduce a new fee or whatever it is, you just literally don't have a say. Or if they shut down, I don't reckon they'll ever shut down or anything like, well, nothing lasts forever. But if they shut down, then your whole business is shut down. You know what I mean? Not only that, but some of these platforms you have to, because there's so many digital products being sold on that one marketplace, it kind of makes your digital product not stand out. And we want to make sure your digital product stands out, obviously. So I recommend setting up your own website. And I know it sounds confusing, but it's not really. You're just going to go to system.io and you're just going to literally use one of their templates. And just like that, you've got your own little website, aka funnel, built. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to start pricing your digital product very low. I recommend pricing it below $50 to start with if you're not confident. And most people watching this are probably like, I'm so not confident, Montel. Well then, if that's the case, can you sell something for $5? Could you put together something that somebody would buy for $5? The reason why I say $5 is because it's so low, it makes it feel like, I could probably sell something for $5. You know what, I could probably give that a try. Why not? Let me try put together a mini course and put it together and sell it for $5. It's so cheap that I feel like I'm being robbed. Because you just got to get out of this mindset of like, people buy stuff online all the time. And when it comes to making your first $1 online, everybody, or just first $1,000 online, everybody kind of like wants to just close that big 5K client one time. I'm telling you that I personally think that's more difficult. And I know a lot of gurus don't tell you this, but I think it's way more difficult to sell somebody on a $5,000 thing than it is to just get somebody to buy something for $5. And we all know that, but you've been led to believe that selling $5,000 thing to somebody is easier than selling something for $5. What kind of BS is that? If you was deciding between two things to buy, and one was $5,000 and one was $5, which one are you buying? Duh. So why are you listening to all these gurus telling you that selling $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 AI infrastructure build things is easier to sell than a $97 program? You know what I mean? It's insane. So what I want you to do is promote that on social media. Or I'll get back to that in a second. But you're gonna start with a low price, $17 to $47 to attract buyers, early buyers. And obviously you can start moving your prices up as you go on, start collecting more and more testimonials. The next thing you're gonna do then is promote on social media if you've got no money. If you've got no money to run ads, here's what you're gonna do. You're going, and again, I know this is gonna sound like it sucks. It doesn't, it kind of sucks at the beginning, but you get better over time. If you've got no money, this is if you've got no money. If you've got money, you can go run ads for $5 a day, $10 a day. That's amazing. You can definitely do that. However, if you've got zero money coming into this, right? Well, the only option you've got is you're gonna go and post on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. I'd probably do all three. In fact, you know what I would do? I would take YouTube and I would take Instagram. I would post on YouTube 3 times a week. Just make videos about solving the problem that other people have. So if your problem that you're helping people with is how to start a candle wax business, that was one of them. How to start your own candle wax business. Color theory, let's say coding for beginners. Then crochet. Let's take crochet. You would make 3 videos a week all around crochet, and you would pretty much just say the same things over and over again, but in different creative ways. That's all you would do. If you don't believe me, just go to ChatGPT and just start asking it for, just type in, I'm trying to sell a digital product on crochet. I'm looking to start a YouTube channel to drive organic traffic to my digital product. Give me 52 video ideas for the next 2-3 months. And it will give you actual, real crochet video ideas, hooks, everything. It's amazing. AI helps you with all of this. You'd also post 1 reel on Instagram per day. So 1 reel on Instagram per day and 3 YouTube videos a week. Do that for 6 to 9 months flat. Don't even think about changing anything until you've done that for 6 to 9 months. I know that you're probably whining about this, but if you really want to get out of your job, quit your job and build a real sustainable income, I'm telling you, you need to put in the work first and then you can chill later. Put in the work first, chill later. Put in the work first, chill later. Just so you know, before Agency Transmutation came out, which was my $500,000 program that made me $500,000, I posted on this same YouTube that you're watching right now for 3 entire years before Agency Transmutation was even a thought in my brain. 3 years of posting without a course. I posted for 3 entire years without a course and then decided, hey, I've probably learned enough now. Built my agency past 10K. I got this apartment because of my agency stuff. Then I released my program. So there you go. Hope that makes sense. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna just share your story in your videos, in your content. So that's the free way of going about getting digital product sales. The problem is that everybody wants to make digital product sales, right? But nobody's willing to do the work. So be different. Please be different. Please be different. Actually post content on YouTube. Like, please. The start of all this, the actual real, like the heaven on the side, you know, like when they say to get to heaven, you first got to go through hell, or whatever that saying is. Well, to go through the hell bit is posting, and I don't even think it's that difficult. Like, creating YouTube videos is actually fun to me. Like, this is actually fun. I like breaking this stuff down. It's just nerve-wracking at the beginning. Your first 20 videos, by the way, are gonna suck, but that's okay. My first 20 videos sucked. You can go back and look at the channel. They suck. So next thing you're gonna do is step 5 is, now that you wanna start scaling to 5-10 grand a month, right? What I want you to do is start improving your product based off of the people that start buying. So if people start asking you for a certain thing, or they ask you a certain repeated question over time, well, then you just go create a module around that, or you go and create a template around that, or you go and create a guide around that, or you add it to your guide. And just like that, you've then started to increase your product. What I love about digital products is that when you sell it one time and somebody gives you feedback, you can then go to your product and then change it. And just like that, you've improved your digital product. 10 more people buy, and then 3 people ask you for the same thing. You then take that, you say, oh, okay, well, if 3 people are asking me for the same thing, chances are more people. You then take that same thing, find a solution for it, put it in your digital product. Just like that, your digital product got bigger, better, and badder. Next thing you know, you got another 20 people enroll into it or buy your thing, and 6 people ask you for this specific thing. You then go and diagnose that thing that everybody's asking for, get to the root problem, find a solution for it, actually find a solution, distill it into steps, and then put it into digital product. Just like that, your digital product got bigger and badder again. Now the price starts going up because you're getting better and better results. The problem is that people think that when you create a digital product, you do it one time and that's it. You sit down one weekend and you just create a digital product and that's it. It doesn't change. That's BS. You need to add onto your digital product and improve it over time. Think in 3-year time spans. Think in 3 years. You're going to improve this digital product over a period of 3 years. So your first iteration of your digital product is going to be shit, but in 3 years from now, it's going to be sharp as hell. You're going to be able to charge $1,000, $2,000 for this thing eventually down the line. And in fact, you might even change your digital product completely and get into something else that warrants you charging a higher price. But you've got to start somewhere. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to start growing your content with free content. You're going to start growing your audience with free content. For example, just like I'm doing with this YouTube video right here, notice how I said go and grab my little cheat sheet below. You put your email in, just like that. I've gone from YouTube to getting you on my email newsletter, my email list. You're going to do the exact same thing. I give away something for free. You give away something for free. You get people on your email list. I get people on my email list. You do the same thing. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to start adding, and this is eventually down the line, once you've started, getting digital product sales consistently, you're going to then add a secondary product as an order bump or an upsell. An order bump is just something that somebody can, add onto their order as they go to check out. An upsell is after they've checked out and bought your digital product, there's a second thing. You might then introduce them to a 4-week program, a 4-week mentorship program that's $500. So they went and bought a template from you for cold calling scripts. They bought that for $47. Boom. On the next page after they bought it, they've already successfully bought it. You go, hey, by the way, if you're into cold calling, calling businesses and landing meetings and setting up this thing, I've actually got a 4-week mindset program that teaches you how to overcome fear of sales. It teaches you the best sales scripts. You get accountability from me and you get access to my community. And that's a 4-week program. It's only $500. You're getting a special discount. Click here to purchase this as well. And just like that, you've turned a $47 order into a $547 order. See what I'm trying to say? That's what you call an upsell. That's related to your original product. Or you can put some more templates in there. Let's say somebody buys let's say you're a photographer and you've got filters, or I believe they're called LUTs. A LUT is just like a filter for video. Somebody buys your LUT pack for $17. On the very next page, you could introduce them to some sort of video editing mini course. It's related. You see what I'm trying to say? You're a videographer, you sell them a LUT pack. On the very next page, you say, hey, if you're into, because obviously they bought the LUTs, that means they're video editors. If they're video editors, well, then you can sell them additional product that a video editor would use. That would be like a video editing mini course for $197. And just like that, you took a $17 order to a $217 order. See what I'm trying to say? Then you're going to use tools like Zapier just to automate this. Or you could just use system.io. You can use system.io for that. And then what you're gonna do eventually is you're gonna start using ads in 2 ways. The first type of ad you're gonna start doing, once you start getting, and this is what you call a retargeting ad. A retargeting ad works by retargeting the visitors that have already landed on your page but didn't buy. So let's say you watch this video here and you click onto my website to go and buy my digital product, but you didn't actually buy. I could then set up an ad to all the people that did this. And again, once you start building up traffic, the best thing about what you can do is just remind them that your offer exists. So as soon as you go off of YouTube and you go to my Instagram, Not right now, because obviously I don't have a retargeting ad set up, but I could set this up at literally any moment. In fact, I've got it on my to-do list this week. I've run retargeting ads before. Very successful, very profitable. You're leaving money on the table if you're not running retargeting ads, by the way, but you need initial clicks first. So the first way you can use ads is by just doing simple retargeting ads. Retargeting the people that have already landed on your website that didn't buy. That's one way. You can literally spend $5 to $15 on that per day. 5 to 15. The second way you can use ads is to just run cold ads to what I like to call an incubator funnel. Incubator funnel is where you sell something that's kind of lower ticket, like below $100. You can get away with a little bit more than this, but you have to put more emails in the flow. So this is how it works. You run an ad on Instagram and Facebook saying, hey, if you are starting your business and you really suck at cold calls and you really need help with cold calls, well, I've been a sales rep at this company. I was one of the best sales reps there, and I put together our top winning scripts in this $17 playbook. Or you can even give it away for free. Just give it like a little give it a playbook. This is how you would get people into your mini course. You give away the guide. So you give away a guide like, here's how to overcome the fear of cold calling. Here's how to cold call. Here's some scripts in this one template guide. It's completely free. You then say, all you gotta do is put your name and email in on the next page, and I'll send it to your email for free. You run an ad just saying that, or you could just literally run an image ad if you don't want to put your face on camera. You run the ad. People then opt in, so they put their name and email into your thing to get your free, what you call a free lead magnet for free. They then go onto your email list, and in that email list, you have them go through what you call a incubator process, an incubation process, where you send them one email per day, every single day for about 8 to 12 days. And on the last like 3 emails, you really push them to go jump into your $97 mini course that teaches them how, phone sales calls. You get the point. That's how you do that on cold traffic. So that's a real quick way to go about getting sales. And that's the cold way to run ads to get sales. If you're selling something that's more expensive than that, then it still can work, but you've got to start introducing maybe like a VSL in there. So somebody opts in for a free thing. On the very next page, there's a video on there that explains it. Then you try to get them to buy right there, but then you take them through a 6-month email flow. So it's one email per day for like 21 days. And then if the people don't buy after 21 days, this is valuable emails that you set up one time, you write them one time, you set them up and they're automated one time, and they go through it. So every single lead that goes through it goes through 21 emails in 21 days. After that, if people don't buy from that, they go into an email flow, like I call this a long tail nurture flow. Long tail nurture flow is those people that didn't buy after 21 days, they're put into one email per day for the next 9 months, literally. This is a crazy strategy that I'm trying out, so I'll let you know how it goes. But this is, I've had some really good mentors talk to me about this, and this is how like the best of the best in the world are doing this. So, and obviously it takes a little time to set up, but I believe it works out to be about 36 emails in your long tail nurture flow plus your initial 21 emails. It's about 57 emails you need to put together. I know it sounds like a lot, but this is how you do it at scale. Hope that makes sense. And that being said, that's how you go about taking your 9-to-5 job and turning it into an actual real digital product based upon the skills that you already have. So that being said, if you need any help, what I recommend you do is just recap this. Let's go for a recap. Number 1, you can turn your 9-to-5 skills into a digital product and sell it online, and then scale it to replace your job income. But you've got to start small, and you've got to focus on one problem and just grow from there. Just grow from there. The next thing I want you to do is, your job isn't a dead end and it's not mundane. Although you may think it's a dead end and it's mundane. But even if it is, so what? Use it as a stepping stone to actually create your first digital product, because there's skills that you've learned. People just like you are making 5 to 10K a month with digital products, and you can too, just genuinely. And if you want a step-by-step kind of like plan, Digital Product Blueprint is open for enrollment. There is a discount on that at the moment. Link is below. Or if you just want some more help or anything like that, just grab my 550 plus digital product ideas, or go and figure out, or click on this button wherever it is to go and watch my product, my digital product that made like 534K. Yeah, 534K. From one digital product idea. Just go and watch that and you'll be good. That being said, if you need my help, just DM me on Instagram. Love you guys. Peace.